Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, but as I mentioned in the last video, we're at the point where a lot of what I'm doing is somewhat boring. Anyway, we got a lot done. I just got back from a walk with my dogs, which is another reason why why progress has slowed a bit, only because it's in Texas. It's now lawn care season, so that kind of came out of nowhere. Had to take care of the front yard one weekend, backyard the next. You guys know the story. Also, throughout the winter months, I kind of dedicated 2 extra nights a week to the gym, so that's even less time I have to be in here. and then my own truck had some issues with it. I had to fix that, but it is what it is. You guys understand. Life gets in the way all the time. But as you can see, we got the motor out. It wasn't too bad other than me forgetting a few things, but you'll see that in the video. But guys, with how much we did, I did have a lot of recording, and I tried to do my best to squeeze it all into a kind of short video. So it's the usual royalty-free music over just clips of lots of progress being made. But I do break it up here and there. And then, of course, we do slow down when it comes to pulling the engine, and that's just a regular video. So before we get to the video, I need to reiterate how happy I am that I built this mezzanine, because there's so much stuff up there, and I have plenty of room for more. I'm just trying to keep it organized to where I can move around. So as usual, for the new guys, welcome aboard. And for the old guys, thanks for sticking around. But I hope you guys enjoy. So guys, I thought I would show you this. Obviously, we're in the middle of removing the inner fender. There's not much holding it on. So this is the side the battery is located on, and this is typical for these cars, just because battery acid leaks, etc. over the years. So these passenger sides are always known for corroding out. You can see that at some point somebody just reformed what they could with license plates. But this will of course take some either metal fab work or just trying to find replacement pieces for. I'm not too worried about it. It's nothing I can't just build. And I can just copy off of the driver's side fender. So, in contrast, on the driver's side, everything's still here. So I can just copy. Ooh. A little crack. All right, guys, we are at our last step. Obviously, we're just going to pull the engine and transmission as one unit. This is very easy because I removed everything off of the car because we're completely dismantling this thing. As you can see, we've got an engine mount on the driver's side, engine mount on the passenger side, and then the tail shaft of the transmission is resting on a cross member. All that hardware has already been removed. You might be wondering why we didn't just pull the transmission first and then pull the engine. Well, we only have 3 mounting points. Obviously, the transmission's bolted to the engine. I would have had to get the car up on the quick jacks, support the engine somehow by itself with either the engine crane or block it up, remove the cross member, support the transmission with probably my motorcycle jack or whatever else I might use. Then unbolt the transmission from the engine, unbolt the torque converter, and then slide it back and then drop it down. And there's very little room because the quick jacks are kind of wide and then my motorcycle jack's a little wide. And then, of course, try to shimmy everything down and out from underneath the back of the car. It's not that big of a deal. But then at that point, you have to remove the engine right away because if you remove the transmission, you have to support the engine. And if you remove the engine, you have to support the transmission. So it's pretty much a no-brainer. You just pull everything out in one chunk and be done with it. You can see I have my load leveler set up. Obviously, this is probably going to have to move a little bit farther to the back. A dressed long block, a semi-dressed long block, probably, it's a 289. It's probably anywhere between 450 and 500 pounds. It's got the cast heads, but it has an aluminum intake. I could have just removed that, but whatever. The C4 transmission is about 135. So we still have most of the weights up front, so that's why the load leveler's somewhat towards the back. We'll likely have to move it further back until this thing's just kind of teeter-tottering. I'm using all grade 8 hardware. You can kind of see my chain rigging. These back here are actually U-joint straps off of a heavier truck. That's why we don't throw anything away. So that worked out pretty good. Took more than a minute to figure all that out. But so guys, let's go ahead and pull this thing out. I'm going to lube up the engine mounts a little bit, just the rubber, just to get everything a little bit loose. The passenger side wasn't even tight, so I did kind of preload this and then tighten everything down. All right. Our bolt out. Okay, that side's loose already. There we go. And now we're on the tunnel. We're going to remove the rest of the mount off the block. That one out. And we're out. All right, so the engine, as you can see, is just floating in here. I did have to pull the mounts off. That's not uncommon. The only thing I did forget to do is put a plastic bag on the back of the tail shaft. So those of you that know what's about to happen. All right. And then we get to deal with the old Cherry Picker's awesome wheels. Oh, I can get these out of the way now. Just got to worry about this sway bar. We'll figure that out. All right. Oh, no. Have that in the way. I forgot the speedo cable. Of course I did. Oh man. There we go. Okay, speedo cable is unhooked. More things I forgot to unhook, to no one's surprise. Look at how professional I am. And there's that. All right, now everything is off. Engine out. There we go. All right. All right. Even with this car being as old and as high off the ground as it is, the Cherry Picker still, I needed a little bit more clearance. Again, that's my equipment, not the car. Again, this is a 2-ton Cherry Picker. I don't really need a 2-ton, but I already own it, so. And these are supposed to swivel. There we go. Jeez. Oh, man. That wasn't so bad. I wish I hadn't forgotten to unhook half the shit, but it will happen to you.